Last night I went to the screening of Justice League.
I know. Can you say anything yet?
Well, I don't want to give anything away. I would never spoil anything,
Okay,
but
no.
I would say that all the nerds in the theater clapped.
Oh, that's a good sign.
Right. So I'm not a public clapper, I guess.
You're not?
No, I don't know. I mean, I wasn't so moved to clap.
Okay.
But I mean, everybody else was like, yeah.
Okay, then that's great. That's good news.
How's Ben Affleck?
Completely cool. Completely won me over, and Chris, just as everybody gets to breathe in this movie.
Okay.
So it's more about the funny and
So they could do a little bit more how the Avengers were.
Kind of.
Good.
Yeah.
They need that.
Right,
in order
right.
for it to become a good movie.
Yeah.
Right.
There's tons of funny parts. And,
good.
Yeah. Man, I can't wait till you see it, because you're going to see it tonight.
I'm seeing it tonight with our winners.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, there's just a scene that is so hilarious that you can only talk to somebody who saw it.
Okay.
And then we couldn't talk about it on the air because it would definitely be a spoiler alert.
Oh.
But I just want to talk
hilarious?
to you one-to-one. Yeah.
Okay, all right. I can't wait.
Love Aquaman.
I was going to say, tell me how Jason Momoa was.
I kind of want to say he steals the movie because he's such a stud.
He is such a stud.
It's almost Wonder Woman's movie because she's a badass.
Okay, I like hearing that.
And I love The Flash. He's hilarious.
He's awesome, that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know he's the
weirdo.
actor, the weirdo from Fantastic Beasts?
Right. And it was like, when I saw that movie, I was like, that guy's so weird and ugly. I was like, how could he ever get another acting job? And then it's
sure enough.
See what bangs do to you? See what short bangs do to you?
They almost ruined his career.
Yeah.
They can really transform you.
But he's got the Kylo Ren guy's looking kind of face,
kind of like high cheekbone. Well, Kylo Ren's not really that hot.
No, he's not.
But the fact that he's Kylo Ren makes him hot.
Okay,
and I love the way he talks. He's got a way of talking.
Right, because he was on Girls Forever with Lena Dunham.
Right, and
I was just like, wow, he's tall and lanky. He's got to maybe be good.
Can we speak to, are you guys up on American Horror Story? Are you guys in real time?
No.
Oh, not at all?
No, last I was there, she had, I don't want to do any spoilers.
No, she who?
Sarah Paulson had killed.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So,
Trunk.
So you haven't seen Lena Dunham in the show yet?
Lena Dunham is really in it?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Have you seen that part?
I don't even know who she is to where I'd be like,
She's the star of Girls.
Uh-huh.
She's the one that looks real. She's kind of like short hair. She's kind of like the anti-girl.
Oh, okay.
And she's like, I accept my body being thick and blah, blah, blah. So she's in the American Horror Story.
Okay.
And so...
Part of that storyline?
Mm-hmm. And she's like hardcore feminist.
Okay.
Hardcore.
That's all right.
Right. And so it's like, she's like, we should kill men and, shoot him in the junk.
Good.
And so it was just kind of weird.
Kill that one with the purple hair. Right?
Yeah.
That guy needs to just be taken out.
Blue hair.
Blue hair, whatever it is.
Actually, you'll be surprised as you get into the season. Because things are not the way they appear.
Okay.
And remember how I was detached from the season because I thought it was getting a little whatever?
Right.
And I still roll my eyes 3 times per episode. But it did get more interesting because they twisted it.
Well, I just like that they inserted the reality of politics and how people were actually acting.
Right.
Right.
How it sent people into a tailspin.
Yeah. So, but then it's just the regular story, American Horror Story mixed into that. So it's not like people are doing any of that stuff.
Right.
That you know of.
Exactly.
I think people are doing that kind of weird stuff.
Right. Well, it's kind of like The Purge, and people acting crazy and whatever. But I highly recommend Justice League, and I will definitely see it again on the big screen.
Really?
Yes.
Like that?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't want to overblow it.
Okay, right.
Like my expectations were a little low because you had said something off the cuff about, well, I can't tell you what I've heard about it or something like.
Right.
In other words, it wasn't trending.
I've heard that it's not been good.
Okay, and so my expectations, I guess, were lowered a bit. So, but I mean, it's like there's so many badass things about it. I can't see people not going, that's badass.
Okay, then that's awesome.
All right,
that's cool.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, give it a badass, a real badass.
What did that happen between Wonder Woman and Aquaman?
I can't tell you anything, but there's definitely guys that are like of the guys. They're like. Damn.
To Wonder Woman? Because she is
and they're
beautiful.
just like,
right. So you'd got to think that Aquaman, who's Mr. Keep It Real, would be like, hey, how's it going?
Right, and I think, honestly,
Diana.
I think Batman is going for Flash. Because he's like Mrs. Robin,
He misses Robin, right.
So you need a place to live.
Did he really take him in?
Right. It's all, this is where Robin used to sleep.
These are his
where
pajamas.
Robin showered. Right?
These are his
He's wearing pajamas with a big R on them.
Yunky to Hunky, anchor and weatherman by day, superheroes by night. When we last left Yunky and Hunky, they found a clue in the disappearance of Shawl Turner.
Look, a hair extension, and it's the kind from Aurora.
Do you think she'd care if I ate one of her Go-Gurts?
Hunky, I need you to pay attention.
Rad Raspberry. Yes!
Just use your weather powers to find Shawl.
Okay, hold on.
I'm sensing a snowstorm, 5 to 10 inches.
And we both know when the weather gets bad, they send Shawl to Pena Boulevard to cover it.
Meanwhile, back at Fox 31, Brooke and Ken find a clue of their own.
Look, some Ugg boots, size 12.
Those are mine.
Get out.
Meanwhile, back at Shaw's house.
Do you think she'd care if I ate one of her Cliff Bars?
Dude, we have to go.
Okay, don't forget your selfie stick.
It's also a weapon, you know.
Oh, okay.
It's Yunky to Hunky. Tune in next week when you'll hear Shawl Turner say,
Who the hell ate all my Go-Gurts? That's my favorite show. It's on the Cartoon Network.
You know what? It was so good, and it's like no new episodes have come out. I'm dying for a new episode.
That's based on Kirk Yunky, of course, from Fox 31, and his sidekick, Greg Dutra. Yunky to Hunky.
Yunky to Hunky. They're funny together, the two of them.
For sure.
Yeah.
I completely agree with you. Greg's growing out his beard.
Dutra's growing. Yeah, for No Shave Movember.
Right.
Why aren't you guys?
I don't, because if I am giving, special kisses, I don't need to be like a shark.
Wow.
All right.
That's okay. Wiggins, why aren't you growing out your beard?
Yeah, I just wasn't really paying attention to the month. I just shaved one day, but I could probably just stop growing it.
I was going to say you could start.
Yeah, it's halfway there.
Because if I were a guy, I would be like...
You are a guy.
Totally.
Frank.
Right. And if I grew more than just these black hairs on this mole right here on my cheek... but I would think... Take advantage of the month. If it doesn't look good on you, you say you were just doing it for the Movember, but you still get to try it out.
Right, for sure.
Right, it's like changing your look just for a second.
Yeah, like some people look amazing with beards. It's like Dutra.
Dutra looks so sexy.
It's like you already looked handsome enough. Now you're getting more handsome. Disgusting.
He's kind of like that guy, that one model, Niles, that is deaf.
Right. No, he's way hotter than him.
Oh, no.
I know you're
Niles
talking about,
is
though.
way hotter.
No, Dutra's way hotter.
Niles is way hotter.
You're crazy.
But when Niles has the skin,
insane.
When he grows out the beard, though, he's just as sexy.
My husband has a beard, and he refuses to shave it. I forgot what he looks like without it.
Hey, camera, action.
And now,
all tea, all shade, hunty.
Celebrity Trash and Bash with Larry, Kathie, and Wiggins.
Can I get an amen up in here?
Here's Kathie J.
Amen.
Thank
girl. You, so, looks like Wiz Khalifa has a message for all the kids out there. He's telling them don't bother about that cough syrup. He posted a video saying, when a lot of people follow one trend or find themselves doing the same thing that everybody else is doing, you don't really get somebody that speaks for the other side. So I'm going to just go ahead and do that. Lean is lame. Not for the lean sippers. Don't get in your feelings. It's just for the people that don't blink with that. Feel empowered. Know now that lean is definitely lame.
No, we've always known that.
Yeah, we've known that.
Yeah, that's been our stance on it, except, it's irresponsible for Wiz Khalifa to tell people not to take cough syrup because some of them have colds.
I mean, it is cold and flu season.
Right.
Did
and then
if you're going
to take the cough syrup, you may as well put a Jolly Rancher on it.
I mean, to make it taste better, right? I mean, really, for real.
I've never tried it, but it sounds pretty awful. Like, if you have to be that high, it's like, you know what I mean?
Right.
That's like stumbling around, and yeah, that's crazy.
Well, I just don't, it's not, you know what, when something's legal, like pot, wouldn't you just rather go get that rather than dealing with, I gotta go this person, go to a doctor and get a special prescription, I gotta find this. Like, when you gotta put that much effort into it,
No, for sure. I mean, like, that's why I've always said it's like, I don't know why people are overdosing on heroin and doing all this crazy stuff. Have you tried some of the great strains that are out?
Yeah, some of them will knock
legal
you on
marijuana,
your butt.
right?
Yeah, right?
Calm down, everybody.
Kanye West fans were streaming his song "Hey Mama" like crazy. to try to counterbalance Taylor Swift's reputation. Remember they were doing that whole movement? Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, 700,000 streams for Kanye. That was pretty good. Okay. And they all put out their Tues Hey Mama because it's a tribute to his mom.
The things that people get behind.
I know, right?
It's like,
we can't get people behind, whatever.
Putting your seatbelt on.
Right.
Not doing heroin in public.
Exactly.
Or just not doing heroin.
We're not going to let Kanye beat Taylor Swift. No way.
No way.
Well, everybody gets their little, amass their army,
True.
fans.
Right. Let's see. Lady Gaga, she stopped a show for a fan who got hit in the face.
By one of her giant shoes?
So, she was in Connecticut. She noticed the lady in the crowd got hit in the face and she was bleeding. So don't know why. Maybe somebody's hand, hey.
Okay.
Because there are some dance moves.
Right.
Where you put your arms behind you.
Or she's a cokehead and now her nose is bleeding because it's a rusty faucet.
Could be. We don't know. Yeah. So, but it does sound like it was an accident, but Gaga wanted to make sure she was taken care of. So, she stopped the show.
Put a tampon in the lady's nose. And
she just leaned right down and boom.
And the lady was like, thanks a lot. That was great.
She alerted, I love you. She alerted the staff. The staff went and helped the lady and led her away to get medical attention. And Gaga said, what we all need to remember is that there are some things that are more important than show business.
And that girl's like, thanks a lot. I missed half the show.
Yeah, right. Well, check this out. She started singing Paparazzi. Stopped again to say, hey, make sure that girl gets a backstage pass.
Oh, that's cool.
So she didn't miss the show.
She went to the ambulance, got patched up. They took her backstage. She missed half of the show.
And Meek Mill. Okay, here we go. This is crazy. The FBI is now launching a probe into the judge who sent him to jail.
Right, because he has all these celebrities backing him now saying that he's getting screwed over.
Right. So who knew that Meek Mill was going to actually maybe end up on the good side of news?
Right, for sure. And maybe this will cut his time down, or this will be like a mistrial or something,
Yes. So Jay-Z, Rick Ross, they have gotten behind Meek and criticized the judge as well. So he got 2 to 4 years in jail for a probation violation. The DA even said, we're not going for jail time, but the judge imposed the jail time.
Right, but then this is the same judge that at one point told Meek Mill, hey, you should make a song and name it after me or something.
Something like that. Put a line in there about me. Right.
And he was like, ha, 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 thought that she was joking.
Yes.
And then she wasn't?
Apparently she wasn't. So the feds have an interest in the judge and her potential relationships. There's an investigation looking into a possible extortionate demand, which would have been, hey,
make that song.
Right. So undercover agents have been in the courtroom monitoring the Meek proceedings since April of 2016.
Whoa, that's awesome.
Yeah, the source continued that...
wow, if they've been on it that long, that they're definitely, that judge is in trouble.
Right. So music figure Charlie Mack, who Meek worked with early in his career, Mack previously told Meek how he knows the judge and he could help him with the case.
Mack and Meek?
Yeah, totally.
Love those guys.
I love Mack and Meek. Oh my God, I could go for a Mack and Meek right now.
Right now, they're not open.
No, darn it. Mack insisted he doesn't know the judge. Then Mack said, I've spent more time talking to you than I've ever talked to that judge. No conspiracy. Meek's an old friend of 30 plus years. So, but what was said to have happened was, in her private chambers in front of Meek's then girlfriend Nicki Minaj, she requested, you need to record the Boyz II Men song, give a positive shout out to me in the lyrics.
And what was the song she wanted them to redo? End of the Road?
I don't know. Right. Maybe. Which there's nothing positive there.
Till the water runs dry.
Right.
We could watch our whole life pass us by.
No, rhyme with Brinkley.
Yeah.
Judge Brinkley.
There was a model named Christy Brinkley. And so the judge has the same last name of Brinkley.
No, that's not going to work. Really work. Right. But they have tapes. They have undercover things that were going on. The court spokesperson didn't return calls, but there is an investigation.
Wouldn't that be crazy if he gets out and the judge goes to jail? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's crazy.
What?
Right.
Crazy. Okay. Well, you know what? Her mistake was She should have asked Nikki to put her in a song.
Today, please join us at the Green Solution. It's the 3179 South Peoria in Aurora. We're going to be raising food for Food Bank of the Rockies.
Collecting food. You said raising food.
Raising
Oh,
food.
sorry.
Growing it from when it was a little baby.
From the can up.
Yeah, they start
They start little tiny
peas, and then they become giant peas. Okay. Anyway, so join us out there from noon to 2, and bring canned goods and non-perishables, because we're going to feed a bunch of people that wouldn't normally have food for Thanksgiving.
Right. And big props to Todd and Nicole, who stopped by yesterday, and T-Mama. Thanks for bringing us all that food.
Yeah, for sure. We want to fill a whole bus, so we just really like you to stop at any Green Solution and drop off some non-perishables. But, again, we're going to be at the Green Solution in Aurora on Peoria from noon to 2, so come see us, and we'll have prizes, and we're offering a special deal if you bring out 10 or more cans.
Yeah, we'll give you a coupon for $10 off the purchase of $15 or more.
Which is perfect.
Yep.
And so you're helping, and you're getting some money off, and you're going to get some Comedy Works passes and some love.
Yep. And if you text the word food to 303-728-3420, our text line and our phone line, we'll bounce back a direct link for Google Maps, more info, where you're going to be for the rest of the week. So that way, if you just want to look it up later, that's how you do it.
Right. So if you want to come to one of the locations where we're going to be, that's awesome. But again, if you're going to go to TGS, take some non-perishables anyway.
Yes.
And that will help us fill the bus.
Excellent. So speaking of Thanksgiving,
yes.
Average person is going to more than one Thanksgiving dinner this year. So you need to share your fat ass going to 2 Thanksgiving dinners needs to get to Green Solution and donate some cans, because people won't even have one dinner.
Right. So you're saying that because, I got to go see this side of the family, and then we got to go see that side of the family.
Or I'll swing by and do something with my friends for a little bit. Yeah.
Let me go do appetizers with them, and then I'll go eat at Nana's.
Yeah, so new survey by Boston Market.
Well, they're like, nobody's coming here.
Actually, Boston Market is pretty good to get a Thanksgiving dinner.
I know, but if you're eating at Boston Market on Thanksgiving, that's sad. Like if you went and picked it up to go take it somewhere.
Yes, or to your house.
Take your house, right.
To binge watch Stranger Things, whatever it is.
Right.
But the average person will go to 2 Thanksgiving dinners or meals this year.
Fat ass.
The average Thanksgiving dinner has 9 or 10 people.
Okay. Yeah, I like to keep it at 1, because then you can really...
One person?
No, at one place to eat. I don't want to go to multiple places.
I totally was like, one person?
One
yeah,
person?
That's more food for me.
Sounds beautiful.
Right.
That's what I want to do.
It's romantic.
Yep.
It's just yourself. It's just yourself.
No,
in a mirror.
No, it's me and one other person, so we can do the wishbone.
Yeah,
No. I was thinking that, if you stay at one place, then you can really map out how you're going to do this. Like, how am I going to become so full?
Oh, right.
Like, I'm going to snack on this, and then I'm going to eat that. And then there's times where you take a little break.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You got to take a break, but you go back.
Right. Then you're like, where's the basement bathroom? Yeah. There's...
Chef David was in yesterday to the Everyday Show.
Right. What did he make?
Every Monday he comes in and makes something awesome.
I saw something. You announced that he was coming up, and you said it looks so good.
Oh, my gosh. So he made a pomegranate molasses turkey.
Ooh, that sounds nice.
It was incredible.
So it's all sweet on the outside?
You baste it in like a pomegranate and rosé kind of thing, right?
You know, he has his degree in that.
Yeah.
In basting. He's a master baster. He is. He's a master baster. There's
He's amazing at it.
I actually taught him that course.
Did you?
I had my own doctorate in that.
You'd be happy to know he washes his hands a lot more than you.
Okay.
So anyway, after you've cooked it, so it comes out and it's just got it does have like a sweet pomegranate rosé flavor to it, right?
Uh-huh.
And then the molasses.
My glasses.
Right, and my glasses fell in the molasses. The pomegranate juice, then some of it that's left over goes into with the brown sugar molasses thing, and then you coat it. It was like a hard candied turkey.
That's
awesome. It was insane. But anyways, the point was, he didn't have anywhere to take it, because usually he'll take it to the shelter or he takes it somewhere. It's food. So he was like, do you want to take it home? And it's totally on a tray.
Right, hell yeah.
And I was like, yes, but I wasn't going to a fridge. I was
so you're
going
like,
to see
I ate it in my car.
No, so we just started cutting it up there. But part of me was like, I'm going to take a turkey home a week before Thanksgiving and have turkey now, and then I'm going to have turkey next week. So I'm just excited for my turkey dinner.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you didn't take the turkey?
No,
or you
I
did?
just had some bites of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which sucked. But anyways.
You always see Greg Dutra when there's something good on there.
Oh,
he just walks into the frame
He
all
totally.
of a sudden. Like,
He runs that place.
Right.
He gets to bring his dog when you're not allowed to bring your dog.
Yep.
He gets to keep his beard when you're not allowed to keep his beard.
Right.
Greg Dutra runs that ish.
And you know what? It drives people at the TV station crazy because they're like, I can't bring my dog to work, or I can't just walk on to somebody else's set and take food off of it while they're doing a live show.
Kathy's right. It does drive people there crazy, but so does he.
wait, does he walk to go over to the CW side too?
Oh, he'll do whatever.
He'll just walk over to that side.
He'll
from
just
Fox?
go be on Channel 2 if they're doing like Colorado's Best. If they have some food in their kitchen, he'll walk right through and grab it. And
He lives in the bubble. He's that whole example they did on 30 Rock
Right.
of the good-looking guy that
in the
lives
bubble.
in the bubble.
Right, for sure.
Right, like, sir, your table's ready. All the time.
The thing that he's got going for him is he's also pretty smart and funny.
Oh, no, he's a great weather guy. He's very knowledgeable. That's what makes me think that he's not hung, because why would he get everything?
Oh, my God.
You know what I mean? There's no way he has everything.
I'll tell you how. He grew up where I grew up, back up in the woods in upstate New York.
She's like, where you grown big?
He didn't have good teeth. His mom had to take a second out on their house for his teeth.
Those teeth are wood.
Maple wood.
Jebediah Springfield.
Right, exactly. And so he always had a little bit of, he's a good looking guy, but he's come a long way to perfect the look.
Kathy only likes him because you're saying he was an ugly duckling.
I'm saying that he grew up, where looks didn't really matter. Right.
Dutra, did you hear Wiggins just call you a beautiful swan?
No.
How sweet is that? That was adorable.
So a quarter of people are going to a Friendsgiving dinner. Those are my favorite.
That's when nobody has family, and so it's just going to be a bunch of friends.
Right. Or you want to go hang out with your friends and have a real dinner with them, and then you're going to have your...
Well, yeah, but
I'll
sometimes
drink a lot tomorrow with mom and dad.
Right. I think that sometimes you can use one as a, hey, I'm going to go eat, and then you use the other as, I'm going to get leftovers.
Yeah, that would work.
Because
Either way.
you're more likely to get leftovers at mom's.
Yeah, totally. Mom's going to take care of you.
Right.
And 30% of us right now are stressed out about how complicated it is to juggle all of those places. Are you stressed out?
No.
I have options. I still haven't really figured out what we're doing.
Hi, you have a whole turkey sitting in the back of your car.
Yeah, no. Oh, okay.
Well, this is making me hungry now, huh?
I know, right?
Well, we're still.
Good. I'm sorry.
I didn't know.
Okay. Well, then good, because I wanted to say one more thing. Stovetop is now selling expandable waist Thanksgiving pants.
That's hilarious. I already got my own, thank you.
They're called sweatpants.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to be fine.
That's my favorite of Thanksgiving is the stuffing, and I don't know why, but I make my mom make a big one for us because I could just eat stuffing.
Stuffing and then throw some gravy on it. I'm good to go.
And if you're
my
making
God.
your leftover sandwich, I always have a layer of stuffing in the sandwich.
Why not?
They just got to be careful not to clog the toilet, right, Larry?
Right, that's right. And that's why this song exists.
Almost Thanksgiving, time for turkey and stuffing. If you're cooking, then I'm cleaning, giving thankful, a new meaning. I'm a glutton on some gluten, have to undo my pants button. I'm so full of food and regret, now it's all race to the toilet. Thunder, from down under, I need me a plumber, cause it's thunder, and I wonder, where's the plunger, got my thunder. It ain't over, time for round two, so move over, as I'm about to. Pumpkin pie, I'm gonna mount you, then I'll drown you in some milk too. I'm a glutton on some gluten, have to undo my pants button. I'm so full of food and regret, now it's all race to the toilet. Thunder from down under, I need me a plumber, cause it's thunder, and I wonder, where's the plunger, got my thunder.
So we were just talking about the Harvey Weinstein stuff.
Right.
Off the air.
Right, how it started as clearly there was the Bill Cosby thing before him.
Right.
And there was another guy that had a ton, and then there was the Trump when he had those accusers.
He had 15 accusers.
Right. And then it was kind of weird because his just went away.
Right.
Like, he's just like...
Well, he just became president.
Right. So it's kind of, I guess, harder
Which made
to
a lot of women in the country go, what? How does... When you lose that morality, why are we saying that's okay?
Right. Like, how are so many people repulsed by one version of it and not another?
Right. Because like, Harvey Weinstein, immediately he's blackballed. Louis C.K. getting blackballed. Kevin Spacey getting blackballed. But then you have other guys who are still...
I'm running for Senate.
Yeah,
right.
Like yesterday it was he's going down, and today he's in Senate, right?
Right. Well, no, yeah, for sure. And like, they don't want him to run, but he's still going to run. And the thing is, truth be told, everybody has the right to be assumed innocent until proven guilty and all that stuff. But his thing is so far back that they're never going to be able to prove anything. So it's got everybody kind of like, well, should we not, or should we vote for this guy?
A lot of them were so far back. Bill Cosby's was so far back, but so many women came out so that people were like, oh, well, maybe.
Right. Maybe the barometer's like when you pass 20.
I don't know, because Trump had 15, so maybe 20.
Yeah, 20 is
20's it.
Where it goes over.
Jesus.
Well, we were also talking about the fact that now it seems that it's gone so far the other way, in the sense of, like, maybe we just grew up in, because of, these older guys, we trickled down to us that, because some of the allegations I hear of some guys is like, and then he touched my boob, you know? And it's like, man, if a girl had $1 for every time a guy touched her boob, you know what I mean? So it's like, how far does this go? And, it's like, obviously, these are high-profile people, and that's why it's a high-profile situation. But, like, think of the girl that works at the lumber yard who's always getting, like, hey, baby, and stuff like that, who nobody knows about her.
No, for sure.
Right.
And she just puts up with it. So I was saying... that maybe, it does seem ridiculous, because every day it's a new story. Like, oh, now, she fat shamed me on this set, and she, this producer touched my, boob.
Right. Like, it's Bijou Phillips is some actress, and she, Damien from Mean Girls, the gay guy.
Yeah.
They were on a movie together. And the movie was actually called Bully. And she was, like, real mean to him.
Right.
And so that guy came out, that actor, and was like, oh, she was real mean to me and homophobic. So now it's like, are we coming forward with people that were mean to me?
Yeah, well, because, there's a lot of that. So my personal take on it is, even though it seems ridiculous, I'm okay with it, because the more and more it's happening, maybe it's enough to say, hey, fellas, rein it in. You can't just walk around touching our boobs. We let you get away with it because we just said, that's the way it is. But you could rein it in a little more. Would you want your daughter's boob getting touched by a dude? Would you want to know that your kid was fat shaming somebody else? Like, people are now going to talk, so you need to be a better person in public.
Right. Like, in other words, just keep it in your pants. And like, even like what we recently learned is even asking is just out of line. Like,
right. Like, and see, because that was one of the things somebody has said is, well, the Louis C.K., those, like, he actually asked them, hey, can I pull it out and can I play with it while you're watching? And people would laugh and go, no, like, sure, whatever. Never thinking he was going to do it. And he did it. But that was his fetish.
I know, but can we say that that's a little different than some guy that's just going to, like, push himself on you?
Right.
Like, maybe it's a little more polite to ask.
Right.
And if a woman said no, was he cool with that being a no?
And with them walking out? Did they have a way to walk out? Because it sounded like Harvey Weinstein would block the door. Right.
And my thing is, what I really think it is I think that in their mind, they thought if they did that act in front of the girl, like, that wasn't an actual, like, in their mind, assault. Like, I just did this and she could have walked out of the room whenever she wanted or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
But still a weird thing.
Because you had control over their career.
Right, for sure.
So it's if you walk out that door, you're not going to work for Miramax. Or if you walk out that door, I'll make sure that my agent blackballs you from the comedy list.
Right, that's
like
true.
Louis C.K.'s agent is now saying he has to apologize.
Right, and that is the difference,
I guess. Did apologize.
I guess it becomes official sexual harassment when there's a job in play or you're trying to tell somebody that they're never going to work again or something like that.
Right.
Versus, the traditional, a college kid boob grab. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think it's a little different because it's not like he's like, I will give you all A's. Now, if her professor goes for it, now we're in the Harvey Weinstein area.
Now you're back in that.
Right,
Where if it was just some weird guy and you went to his room to study and he was like, hey, you mind if I take it out and play with myself? There's no... If you walk out the room, you're not going to lose an A or a job or an opportunity.
You just learned a lesson in how weird guys are.
Exactly, right. And I've had instances where I was like, weird, not going to be a part of this. But there's also been instances where I thought, that there was
too far.
It was too far.
Yeah,
exactly, right.
No.
And so I don't know. So I think that, like I said, it may be ridiculous, but at least now it's like, fellas, if you got that weird fetish, don't do it. Like, find a different way. Like, people are going to talk, and you need to stop being perverts.
Right. Like, don't expose yourself to women. Don't push yourself on women. Just kindly go to her and say, I left something for you in your Ugg boot. And then just leave. That's probably better. Because then she can throw those boots out.
We're not throwing away Ugg boots. Are you crazy? It took us like a whole 2 days
worse than
how you clean
those.
that. Yeah, I don't know.
That's worse than cat pee.
Right, and now I have DNA evidence, so you can't do that. Did you guys hear what Domino's is up to, trying to win customers?
Well, I saw in their ads that they're like, we're tearing down our ugly locations and building new ones.
Right, there's that. This isn't that.
Okay.
Yeah, Domino's is now going to start using AI, artificial intelligence, to make sure your pizza isn't ugly.
Oh, okay. I didn't know pizzas could be ugly.
No, I think it's just because they're either burned or the ingredients looks like it's off to the side. And so I think it's more of this.
So a robot's going to put the toppings on.
Well, it's kind of like Terminator style.
Okay, so it's like the scanner's like sausage, doot, 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 onion, doot, 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 identified, cheese, doot, doot, doot.
Perfect. Layer.
Sauce.
So it's called the pizza checker, and it's been trained to recognize the good and the bad ones.
Well, they used to have a pizza checker. His name was Fred, and he's real fat, and he would take a bite of every pizza. That's pretty good.
Customers didn't like it.
Right.
So it'll take a picture of your pizza before it goes in the box, and then it analyzes the picture to make sure everything looks okay. If it doesn't, they send you a picture of your jacked up pizza and tell you, so sorry, we have to remake it. This is your pizza.
So now you have to wait another 30 minutes because the pizza looked ugly?
Right, like send it. You know what? Bring the one that's jacked up with a new one.
They're all, Maggie, why are all of your pizzas ugly?
I don't know. And then you look at her. She's got like a walleye. It looks like
her, right.
They'll be testing the pizza checker at a bunch of stores in Australia next year. If it works well, they will roll it out worldwide. I didn't know that was such a problem that they had to invest all this money.
Right. I've never gotten a pizza and said, wait a minute, that's way too ugly to consume.
Exactly.
Right. It's usually just toppings melted on a piece of bread.
Right, and even if it's kind of like it looks like it kind of got a little tilted
I'm still eating the hell out of it.
Right, like I just tilt it back the other way, and eventually all of it just oozes back to the other slice.
Right, like it's not cool if somebody dropped the box or something.
No,
you can
that's
sometimes
definitely...
see if the cheese sticks to the top or something.
Right,
that's
exactly.
not cool.
Right, so hire better drivers. I mean, why spend? This has got to be millions and millions of dollars.
Exactly, put that money into training your idiots to make the pizza so it's even.
Exactly,
all over.
Right, exactly, right. Or a better box that keeps it even if the car isn't straight.
Or a robot that puts the even amount of toppings on each one. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
That would probably help.
No, because, well.
Right, because I know when Fat Maggie works, she always puts extra cheese on it because that's what Maggie likes.
That's what thank you. I only call it when Maggie's working.
Right, robot's going to be like, too many calories on this pizza.
Right. Beep, beep,
remove
beep,
3 pepperonis.
Beep, beep, beep. Yeah, right. I'm not going to do that.
Not cool.
I don't care what they say about me.
And now,
I go dumb, I go stupid, I get crazy.
Come on and clap. It's Kathie J's Stupid News.
Okay, this is crazy. A Chipotle worker in New York recognizes a customer as the guy who robbed her house.
Whoa.
6 months ago.
Spitting that burrito.
Yeah. She didn't recognize him till he got up to her at the register. So
and then she was all, oh my God.
Yeah, so there's video of him and her. It happened in Brooklyn, okay?
Brooklyn.
So what happened was about 6 months ago, she and her sisters were home. The mom left the house about 5:30 in the morning to go to work. Well, this dude and 2 other dudes came in through a fire escape tied up this girl, the Chipotle worker, and her sisters.
Jeez.
And then robbed them. Okay.
Whoa.
So and they had a gun. So
Wow.
it was a pretty
Scary.
bad home invasion robbery. Okay. She's grateful that her and her sisters were okay, but on the video, the surveillance video that Chipotle has on the customers right there, she actually tells the dude to his face, I recognize you. You're the guy that robbed me.
Okay, idiot, you don't do that. You say, sir, would you like some of our free queso? Let me go get you some, and then you wait for the cops to show up.
Right. Well,
now he can run.
Right. Well, and he had a little kid with him. So she says that, and he immediately starts to cover his face and then walks out of the store with the little kid.
He's all fake news. That's
Right.
a lie. That's fake news.
But now they have the surveillance footage. They've been running it all over the news in New York City saying, do you know this guy?
Okay, just can we say she blew it?
Well,
I mean, sure. I don't know how the story ends because
Right.
it went to this level. But I mean, if you see the guy that robbed you, you need to all of a sudden go into, let him know mode.
Right,
Let him
right.
sit down with this kid and eat, and then
call the cops. Yeah,
Your
but
burrito's going to take an extra minute over here.
So the counter exchange, I mean, he gets so nervous when she says it. I don't know. I think that
Did
her
they catch him?
adrenaline. Yeah, well, no, not yet. But
Okay.
he's everywhere, like I said.
Right.
And it's a really good video of his face, so somebody's going to recognize him.
Right, and we don't know how we would react if that happened in real time to
Exactly,
us.
right.
So we'll give her the benefit of the doubt for not playing it cool.
Thank you, Larry.
Because he probably didn't recognize her at all. She could have just went about the whole thing,
Yeah, right. He probably, I mean, who knows how many people he's robbed.
Right.
So she totally, So I'm sure he'll be busted. That'll be the update today, probably.
Well, and then she gave him his total, and he's like, now who's getting robbed? Come on. That's expensive.
Did you hear about that actor that got really sick
On Chipotle? Yeah, he apparently got like listeria.
Yeah,
or
he
something
was.
like that.
Yeah, so I don't know, something crazy that put him in the hospital, and it was just like last week.
I've eaten at Chipotle a million times, never got sick, and I have to continue eating there because they have sofritas.
Yeah,
I'll eat
which
there
is
till they have
sofritas are.
It's just like tofu, but it really is kind of like tastes like ground meat.
They spice it up.
Oh, it's so good.
Well, in Texas, a guy got arrested after driving his car into a lake and trying to swim away from officers.
Just like a movie.
We're just going to sit here and wait for you.
Right.
So, 40-year-old Daniel, he was involved in a hit and run, and the police were on his tail. He was in an SUV. They captured footage of him when he couldn't go anywhere else, driving into the lake.
It's so dramatic.
Then, no more dramatic, Larry, he's seen himself throwing himself out of the car window and attempting to swim away.
He forgot that he couldn't swim.
Right, exactly. He's been charged with evading arrest, driving while intoxicated, possession of drug paraphernalia.
And you know that wasn't his truck.
No.
Just so we know.
Right.
Like, he just ruined his dad's truck.
Right, exactly.
Because, he doesn't have a truck.
I watched that video when it was happening.
Oh, really?
It was on. It was
live?
It was live, and then that guy Facebook Live did too. There's actual video of him.
Really?
Of
As
him
he's fleeing?
as he's fleeing, and he's just in this giant field, and like the cop cars can't make it out there, and this guy's like just in this giant truck.
No. This is two different
This is two
instances.
different instances?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
that was in Oklahoma 2 days ago.
Okay.
What you're talking
Oh,
about.
so this isn't the same
This
guy
is in Texas.
Oh,
This is
okay.
his cousin.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
right.
Okay.
This guy drove into the water and then swam away. That truck did end up in the water because he was going backwards through the field and
Yeah.
didn't see the lake. And then they kind of did the same thing. The cops just kind of waited around the side of
Okay.
the water for him. So the same.
That's why I
thing.
was so confused because I
You're
was like,
not
oh,
gonna
it's the same
escape.
one that's in the water. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you're not going to escape.
What are the chances?
Whatever ended up happening? What was the update on that guy's story? What was in the box, and why did that other
What's
guy
in the box?
shoot his tire?
I don't know. That's what I couldn't figure out.
was the
'cause it's
weirdest stuff.
The guy just stole the truck, and then another guy had his own gun, and he shot it. I have no idea. That's why I was just
Exactly.
like, it's all connected.
Yeah, right, it is.
People are just going crazy.
We are going crazy. So everybody needs to just calm down. And finally, a lady calls the cops on her man while she's in the car that he stole because she wants the reward money.
I know, but now you can hit her. She's so close.
What?
Stop hitting yourself.
Stop hitting yourself. Chance is 38 years old. He's run out of chances. He stole a 2017 Dodge Challenger from a rental car parking lot at the airport.
Okay.
Okay? He and his girl.
Which probably has a tracker in it.
Yeah, definitely, especially if it's a rental car.
Right.
They hook those things
Right,
up pretty
for sure.
good with the...
Probably underneath somewhere where you can't touch it.
Definitely. So Christy is his girl. And she jumped in the car and they took off. And the Challenger's fast, okay?
She's already an accomplice.
Right. So the Challenger's really fast.
Right.
Yeah. So he was able to get away from the cops who were chasing after him.
Get your motor running. Headed on the highway.
And when cops thought they lost him, they get a phone call in 911.
Hi, please help. I'm sitting next to a jerk.
It was Christy. Yep, calling from inside the car.
And she's literally asking if there's a reward
She was literally asking if there was reward money for her to turn in her boyfriend.
That's a meth head, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, no lie.
That's a meth couple.
The dispatcher told her, nope, there's no reward money. But
So never mind, click.
She wouldn't give up without it. She kept saying, how do you not want reward money for this guy? Blah, blah, blah. Started going off on his rap sheet.
And then she's like, they're like, how do we know you're not working with him just to get the reward and you guys are going to go do meth once we get the car back?
Right, exactly. So she wouldn't give up the reward money. She wouldn't give up. They got away, okay? Cops investigated, and last week they found Chance, and they arrested him on several charges from back when this incident happened. And last week, they got Christy for attempting to harbor a fugitive.
See?
Yeah.
And trying to demand a ransom.
Right. And, hey, they're still together.
What are the chances?
That's love.
Get it?
Chances.
Blazin' Hit Radio. You can call us on the YOLO Rum phone line anytime or text us at 303-728-3420. Who's this?
This is Gerardo.
Gerardo, where are you calling from?
Denver, Colorado.
Thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it. Getting everybody used to the new number.
Yeah.
This is where you text us and call us, 303-728-3420. What's up, man?
Not much. I'm glad you guys are back on the air. Holy cow.
Thanks, man. Yeah, there's a lot of people that still don't know we're back because we haven't officially marketed. We wanted to make sure the app was rock solid for both formats before we started putting money down to advertise. So it's really been word of mouth and social media.
Right.
And even then, social media kind of limits you because they want you to advertise with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So we're glad you found us. Thank you.
No, I'll keep advertising for you guys. I'm letting all my friends know. Be like, hey, they're still back. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, so many people get excited when they hear that we're back because they know they can have their mornings back to their regular routine.
Right.
And not have a big hole in their mornings because we understand it. We're not like trying to, blank our own blanks, but we knew that we had the mass majority of audience and then we were all separated from each other and now we can actually get back together.
Right. Together again.
Together forever. We're tying a knot. I sang that
yesterday.
Yes.
See, all I know is all I have to do is start it, and you always get suckered into singing it.
The thing is, I wish I knew all the lyrics because that may be from a musical that I know.
I'm sure it is. Duh.
What are you doing today, man?
Heading over to work, man.
Where do you work?
I work at Dish Network.
Oh, cool. We were me and my husband were talking about that as far as like, the percentage of people that have dish or cable,
right?
Versus now that I think there's a lot of people that just do Netflix.
You know what? I had Dish and I went back to Xfinity and it's like I love Dish. Xfinity won't let you stream channels and shows on your app. You have to be on your Wi-Fi network. I was like, why do I have to stream my DVR and be on my Wi-Fi network?
Right.
That doesn't make any sense. And Dish, you could stream it anywhere. You could play it on your Apple TV. It was a good price. Yeah.
Okay, you guys showed me that because I have Dish and I'm trying to figure out what's the benefit because I like the on demand.
Yeah,
and I don't have that.
Yeah, I'll have to show you because it's my Dish. Because as long as you have do you have the Hoppa?
I got the Hoppa.
As long as you got the Hoppa,
I got the Hoppa.
Yeah, you guys are the bomb. You guys are the hits.
Awesome, man. I didn't like this before, but once I started, it's so cool. I love it there.
Good.
Oh, awesome.
Has anyone touched you or told you that you need to watch them be one with themselves or you can't leave the room?
Nah.
See,
it's harder for us guys to admit it.
Right. Would you guys actually say that's sexual harassment? I mean, for the most part, you guys like any kind of attention, right?
No. I mean, you would think that, and that's the sad assumption that guys are just, whatever,
you guys are
always
perverts
open
and
for
pigs,
it.
yeah.
Right, but there are actually some guys who are very just as much like ladies and kind of like not that overtly sexual. And so
if she's ugly,
well,
it's assault.
I think it comes in the situation. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right, and you can be thrown off if you're not expecting it, or if you're the one that's used to, making the move, and the move's made on you.
Exactly.
So do you make?
Well, it's like a social setting. You know what I mean?
Right.
You come around where you're like, hey, well, this dude's always been like that. It's cool. Like, I expect it from him.
Right.
It's okay. You know what I mean? The situation, or she, or whatever.
Well, you know what? It's really sad because I was talking about how I took a friend of mine. He's straight, and we went to Pride.
Yeah.
And, you know, gay men are, you know, they're horn dogs. They're definitely horn dogs. They're men, you know?
Right.
So imagine a full bar of Harvey Weinsteins. And my friend, he's really hot. And so, like, guys were grabbing his ass all day long.
And he's straight.
Right, for sure. So then he got caught up and thought he could grab some girls' asses, and that wasn't the case. And so he got reprimanded and almost kicked out of the bar.
Wow.
Right. So.
And he's like, that's not fair. I've been assaulted all day.
Right. He's all, I thought I was just keeping up.
I just wanted to grab a girl.
Right. So it's like, you never know, you know, when it's going to happen. But it's like, I think that in that setting on Pride, you're definitely like going to have to take names and write numbers down if you're going to try to get mad at everybody.
True.
It's going to be a long night.
Well, and that would go for St. Patty's weekend, say for 4th of July, drinking on Halloween.
For sure. I think that women have always had to contend with men that were handsy in those situations.
Right.
But you get a bunch of gay guys, you know, and it's kind of like all bets are off, especially if you're at the Wrangler.
Okay. Do you want to go to the Wrangler?
Well, are you inviting me? Was this for Beer Bus on Sunday? Sure. I guess we're going.
Okay.
All right, we'll see you at the Wrangler.
But do you make house calls, or are you work in the call center?
I actually do sales tax accounting.
Oh, okay.
In the office.
Oh, okay, in the office. Because I was wondering, because you know there's guys that have gone on site, and there's been a lady that's opened up the door in a robe. You know?
No, for sure.
Like,
hello, Kathy. That's from like an 80s porno.
Oh, goodness. Monroe fell.
Oh, right, exactly. Oh, the wind caught it.
That was one of the first adult films I'd ever seen, was the lady's cable wasn't working, and then the guy that came to fix it showed, hey, look, it's just not plugged in.
Oh.
And she's like, what am I going to do to pay this bill?
Okay. He's like, well, ma'am, you're going to have to call Dish Network. It's 1-800 Dish Nation.
Yeah, I think we're sadly evolving as a society, and in some ways it's obviously good for these guys that push themselves on women.
Yeah.
But long gone are the days of a good old ass grab. We're now swinging the pendulum in the other way. Now nobody's going to have any fun.
Nope.
Nobody's allowed to be touched.
Don't want it.
Gotta ask. All right. Well, thanks for the call, man. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good day, guys.
All right,
You
bye.
too, bye.
By the way, I found the lyrics to that song.
Did you?
Together again, together forever. We're tying a knot that no one can sever. I don't need sunshine now to turn my skies to blue. I don't need anything but you.
That's sweet.
Wow.
Blazin' It Radio, Larry Ulibarri, Kathy, Jay, and Wiggins. Don't forget to join us today at the Aurora Green Solution. We're going to be raising food for those in need. Kathy and I will be on the Peoria location from noon to 2, accepting your non-perishables. So come hang out with us.
Yep. If you donate 10 cans or more, you'll get $10 off a $15 or more purchase, and you can get all the details by texting the word food to 303-728-3420, or just use the number in the menu in the app.
Right, and that's the same number you call us here in the studio. Who's this?
This is Tasha. How y'all doing?
Good, Tasha.
Hey, what's good, woman? Hi.
I'm so happy and proud of you guys.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, man, I have missed you. How are you?
Oh, yeah. I see you on Facebook. I go check up on you. I'm doing well. You know, I'm blessed. I'm sanctified, so you know.
Hey, we're glad you found us and that you're enjoying the show again.
Oh, I ain't been found you. I just haven't been able to call because I'm on the highway and I don't want to wreck.
That's
we don't want you to wreck either. How are your daughters? How's everybody doing in the family?
They're good. I'm a grandma. He's 19 months, and oh my God, my whole heart has just been. I don't have room to love nobody else no more.
Oh.
That boy just filled me up. But anyway, I just wanted to say, I think you guys hit it on the nose that there needs to be discernment about these sexual assaults because, of course, we know sexual assault is out of control. Women do. Men, they're like, really?
Right. Well, no. You know what? The men that have been assaulted, no. You know what I mean? Like the men that have been put in weird situations, like with the actor Kevin Spacey or whatever.
Right.
So there's, but it's definitely the vast women have known that men are out of control forever.
Right.
Right, and I agree with that. And now it's getting, because I remember back in the day, there was a rape on a man in St. Louis, and nobody believed him, but he was brutally raped by women. And so nowadays, 20, 30 years later, I don't know how long, but anyway, it's coming out. Men are being sexually assaulted, and it's even more shameful for them to come out than women.
Right. For sure, because you don't want to be seen less of a man by saying that happened to you,
or that you let it happen. Right. And the thing is, even if with that guy, you would figure, well, how can he if he wasn't into it? But I guess there would be a way to force him to be into it. I guess.
I don't know.
Well, the thing is, there's women that have had orgasms during sexual assault, because that's just how your body works. Your body,
you're right.
That's a physical thing we can't really control. But, I mean, we could control, say no and stop your own body for assaulting somebody. Come on, man.
For sure. And Kathie's right. If the word gets out now and it becomes the norm and people know that people are going to speak out, we'll have the whole next generation of kids that will be able to grow up and not be targeted.
Right, targeted. That's the perfect word.
Right.
Right. It's always gone on. Just like I said, a lot of people say racism's worse and all this is worse. It's not worse. It's been happening. It's just we have the outlet to hear it at an instant now.
Right.
Before we had newspapers, and if you didn't get that newspaper, you didn't know about it.
Right. Right. And now you're so right. It's all social media, because because Rose McGowan back in the day tried to say something in 1998, but they tried
to silence her.
The social media wasn't there, so they silenced her and even shut her career down.
Right. For sure.
Same with Ashley Judd. They shut her down. We all thought that she just went crazy and didn't want to be an actress anymore. Turns out she was dealing with all these assaults and
being blackballed.
Right. So now it just allowed more people to be like, oh yeah, let me speak out. Let me post this on my Twitter. Let me say it on Instagram.
Well, and I said I said this on social media the other day. I was like, for the most part, I feel that women should be in charge of more things, because you don't hear of the mass shooter being a woman. You don't hear of a woman stopping a man from leaving a room and, rubbing him or her in a weird way. You know?
They actually did a study.
Back to men not reporting it.
Yeah. Well, no. I'm just saying for the most part, I think that women are more decent, and I think they're more compassionate. And so
it's not going to happen as much, but it does happen.
No.
We know, Tasha. We're talking about by and large. And we realize there's some sexual predators that are women, because you read the stories about the young kids at school that were seduced by the teacher.
Right.
Totally.
So there's no blanket statement that's going to...
I was locked up with the teacher.
Oh, really?
Back in the day, I was locked up with that real pretty teacher.
The blonde one.
They're all blonde and pretty.
One.
Yeah, right.
And, I life skill classes with her. So, she's that's a trip. But anyway, I got to get to work.
Okay, go to work, girl. All right.
God bless you.
All right, thank you. We didn't sneeze.
All
right, thanks.
You. I love you, Tasha. You
Bye.
take it easy.
All right.
Bye, Tasha.
Bye-bye.
Taking your calls and texts down the Yola Rum phone line, 303-728-3420.
Yeah, we got a text on that same number. You guys are right, and I'm trying to figure out what we said, but it said because they only listen to 107.5 because of you guys, and that they even took them off the radio presets, and that they only listen to the app now.
Oh, nice.
That's so nice.
Shout out to that listener. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So it's exciting.
That means the world to us. Thank you.
Well, the Android app was released, and so basically right now I'm waiting for Google to get the final approval over the next 24 hours, and then it'll actually be an update for all the Android users. So the Android users, you're going to get that new app. The iOS family already has the app, so we're on our way. So now we get to tell everyone, get the word of mouth going, and we need you guys to let everyone know about it. So.
Right. Before we start marketing, it's nice to get the word out on the grassroots.
Yes. I have to give a shout out to my daughter. Today is her official birthday.
Oh, Gianna.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Gianna.
Happy birthday from the morning show to you. Hey, your name is Helga. Isn't that what you called her?
You want to know why I call her Helga, Wiggins?
Why?
Because they had the proofs came back for her school pictures. Because she's not in school. She's like in a little daycare thing, right?
But they still
take pictures because it's part of a school.
Right, and they can make some bucks.
Right. So I told my mom These are her first pictures. So I was like, so I told my mom, put her in little piggy tails because she looks cute in the piggy tails.
Right, she's starting to have a little hairdo.
Right. So my mom curled her hair really, really tight, and then the barrettes she used were also little curls.
Okay.
And the smile that Gianna is giving.
It's totally not the mama.
Gianna squishes her face so bad. Right? She looks like Helga. And she's tough. She's a solid child, so we call her Helga.
Those are super cute.
Yeah, she's got some German buns, and she looks like she's ready to deliver a big tray of beer and schnitzel.
Yeah.
Okay. C1, or the one where she's like got her hands on the little table.
That one.
My favorite one right there.
That's the one I like.
They take their pictures in front of a green screen, so then they
That's
change
what I was
the
going to ask you, if it was the same background or if it was a green screen.
It's
That's
a green
super
screen.
cool.
How crazy is that?
She doesn't have the green on her. Sometimes you get that green shadow that exists.
Yeah, they probably tell the kids don't wear green.
They do say that.
Right.
Yeah.
And she's just at this little age, and she's so adorable. And there's this picture of her and Avery where
this one.
It looks like she's telling her a secret.
Right, that one, where they're kissing.
Okay. Oh, so they took it together.
They took some together.
Oh, my
Now, how did you arrange that? Because
they apparently, the school did it. They were
they know who the siblings are.
They make their money off of it. I mean, it's not a money grab, but that's how they do their business. Hold on, I want to keep looking.
Dude, it's a money grab. It's going to be freaking expensive for these pictures.
Can I order some of that stuff?
Do you want to order a picture? Why don't you just tell me what you'd want, and I would just get it for you.
Why don't we just use our green screen and take our own pictures?
Why don't we just bring them in here?
We could just bring them in here. We could put them in any type of environment.
Why am I not thinking about that? That's exactly what we should do.
Well, and we can use the photographer that shot us last. He was awesome.
No, we could use any of us. I don't care. They don't have to be that good.
Well, I want one of the little coffee mugs or something that they're on. It's so cute.
A keychain or something.
Oh, I've never been a gunkle before.
That's how they sucker you.
It's all new to me.
Oh, that's awesome.
We're going to be doing this to you someday, Wiggins.
Yeah.
You're going to bring in photos of your little wig.
Yeah, I can't wait. We can't wait. 303-728-3420. Who's this?
It's Leah.
Hi, Leah. What are you doing?
I'm calling to see if you guys are still talking about getting sexually harassed at work so we can talk about some real estate agents.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'd imagine that, it can't be just Hollywood where all the slime balls are. They've got to be everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, dude. It's bad.
Well, and then we know, Leah, and you have big boobs, so it's going to be an issue.
Yeah, that's pretty much the case.
You and Kathie are harassed by just walking out the front door.
Totally.
No, there were some really, 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 really creepy guys that I worked with. I worked in a variety of real estate offices for about a decade. And there was a guy who, I can't even make this up. He would wear mirrors on the tips of his shoes so he could look up skirts of the girls in the office.
What a pig!
And
how do you do that? Like do you just glue a mirror to your shoe, or do you
how big is this mirror?
Right, do you have to put on a rubber band? This is something that somebody had to make.
Dude, we can't see it either. I don't know you have a mirror on the tip of your shoe because it was. Anyways.
Nobody really looks at the tip of people's shoes.
Well, I would look down and see a mirror.
Well, especially if some guy's putting his foot in between your legs,
right?
And he's like, "Hey, how are you, Marjorie?"
Keep shuffling his feet to the left or right.
Right. We're not.
I will judge people on their shoes, so I literally will notice that in 2 seconds. But he once went up to our title office with a ruler and asked the girls if they wanted to personally measure his.
Wow.
You know what a guy like that needs?
What?
Honestly? Remember I posted a video and there was a girl that went on a blind date with some guy and he was all handsy on her and trying to touch her and caress her and she was over it. Mm-hmm. So she went and got a big dude, this big brother, to go meet him at some restaurant, and the guy started touching him the same way.
Was handsy with him.
Exactly. And he was freaking out.
Guy, what are you doing?
Are you insane? He thought it was so crazy, and the girl walks up and said, "That's what you did to me." So it almost would serve these guys best if they had a Harvey Weinstein on top of them.
Oh, well, that's nice. I was just thinking we should punch them in their balls.
Yeah, right.
Or that. I mean, that's quicker and cheaper than trying to find a guy who's willing to do that for you.
But the other route, I mean, it does make an impact.
It gives them the exact same feeling, and it teaches them that lesson where you figure they would be able to learn that immediately. And nobody was going to ever do that to a Harvey Weinstein. He's too powerful, too rich, But maybe if some of these things get pushed through and he really did assault these women or rape them, he could end up in jail in a situation situation where somebody's pushing him and telling him what to do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. You're right. It's to make them feel how they made you feel, and they'll learn the lesson.
Plus, what are you really going to see when you put a mirror on your shoe? You're just going to see, like, darkness.
Right.
It's all dark.
Especially going up. I mean, you can't get past my thighs. You ain't seeing nothing.
You have no idea. I mean, I don't even know if this would technically really be sexual assault, but, like, there was a guy who wanted to be an underwear model who called all of us girls into his office, and he stood up on his desk and dropped his pants and asked us if he could be an underwear model. There was another guy who
Here's what's really messed up.
Okay, that's HR. That is crazy.
I know, but here's what's really messed up. Is she keeps telling me these stories, and I'm like, do you still have that guy's number?
Yeah, that's.
I'm like, is he still work out?
The whole underwear thing, Larry. So obviously, of course.
Well, clearly, I'll be the guy that gives it back to them so they feel weird.
Right, you're the one that we hire.
Right, so if
go in,
ladies, you're listening right now. If a guy's ever made you uncomfortable or weird in a sexual way,
call Larry.
303-728-3420. I'll give it back to him tenfold.
That would be you. You want to be an underwear model? Let me see what you got.
Let's take this off.
I don't know if you got not firm enough. I don't think you're gonna make it.
You guys are so funny. Yeah, they're all a bunch of creeps. But thankfully, this was like when I was 20. That was a long time ago.
Right on, Leah. Thanks for the call.
Creepy. Thanks, Leah.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye, girl.
Bye.
We're all hooked up. We're all with awesome people. But, sometimes when you have friends and family that aren't hooked up, you're like, oh, we want somebody nice for them.
Right, because especially, I hate to say it, but the holidays coming around the corner, you don't want anybody to be alone.
Sometimes it backfires. Before Joe met his wife, Brittany, I tried putting him on Facebook and, had a picture of him. That was a good picture. And I put this whole, paragraph of why he was a good guy. He is a good guy and why you should date him. He actually found some girls through that commented on the thing. And then cuckoo.
Oh, they were a little crazy,
three for three were pretty
that
out
sucks.
there.
You know what? When getting to meet Brittany, I love her.
Oh,
her
she's
and
amazing,
Joe
yeah.
together, I'm so happy that they have each other.
Well, aren't they saying that Denver's one of the better cities to be single in?
Yeah, so if you're single, good news. You're in Denver. Yay! So a new study came out, and they did things like, they look at the percentage of single people. Then they look at the gender balance, the cost of restaurants, cost of going out, partying, the number of places.
Who's hot? Who's not? Who's chubby? Who trims their hair down there? Who doesn't?
No, they didn't do any of that.
Okay.
No. It was more or less just like attractions in the area where you can go on dates.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So, San Francisco is number one for the greatest city if you're single.
Okay, it is a great city.
Awesome city.
There's a ton to do there culturally, and there's tons of just great restaurants. It's never ending.
Agreed. And there's somebody for everybody there.
For sure.
Yeah. Atlanta.
Okay,
I'm
ATL.
down. I'm down with that. I'll go to an ATL and find myself somebody.
See, the freak of Kathie only comes out when it revolves around the ATL.
Yeah. If it was Idaho, she'd be like,
no.
Dumb old Idaho.
You can keep those corn-fed boys. I don't need them. L.A. is also on the list.
Yeah, who doesn't like L.A., and that's where all the pretty people are.
Coming in at number 4 is Denver.
Yes.
Yes, mama.
And I've noticed that, I don't know if it's just me or if it's something in the water, but, there's just tons of hottie dudes and girls in this town.
There's a lot of good-looking people in Denver.
Yeah, if you just go hang out in, even the lowlands or the highlands.
Oh, yeah.
And just, to go there to eat lunch, there'll be, 10 hot dudes with beards that walk by. When we went to the Alamo Draft House and did happy hour, by that window, 10 guys walked by.
Hot dudes.
That were just, dimes.
Right.
It's insane.
Yeah, no, for sure. There's good-looking people.
Yeah.
San Diego is another good city to be in if you're single.
At the gas lamp district.
What? The gas.
The gas lamp district is where everybody hangs there.
Kind of like Denver, Seattle is also on the list.
For sure.
I'd like to go to Seattle. I've never been, but I've heard it's awesome.
It's a lot like Denver as far as the people go and stuff. It's very cool.
Better seafood.
Seafood,
for sure.
Worse weather.
Yeah, it can be a little cloudy and rainy, but if you can deal with that, it's a great city.
Are we really the Sunshine State?
Yeah.
We really are that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Because I saw that scene in old school and was like, laughed at it. Thought it was like, we're not the Sunshine State. That's so stupid. But
no, we have more sunny days than most.
Yes. Oh. I don't know how many days it is, but yeah, we have 320 days
something
usually,
ridiculous,
something like that.
Right.
Chicago.
Okay.
Who I just met somebody Got to go to Chicago like a month ago. Awesome city. I'm in love with it. Just met somebody the other night from Chicago, and they said that they weren't aware of how depressed they were being in Chicago because of the weather.
Oh, okay.
So they're happy they're in Denver now because it's sunnier.
Well, and then it just depends on what part of Chicago you're in, because Chicago is also one of the most violent cities.
Yeah.
So, yeah, stay in the tourist area.
Right. Depends on where you live. Right.
Stay by the Miracle Mile.
Portland is on the list.
Okay, yeah, Chris was just there, and
did he hook up with anybody?
Did he?
Because it's a single place.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't ask him.
I hope he wouldn't.
All right. Well, you asked it.
I know.
Portland's a great city. They have like tons of food trucks and young people, and that was where the original Voodoo Donuts came from.
No way.
Yes,
in
ma'am.
Portland? God bless them. And Minneapolis and Portland, Maine.
Okay.
Are the last two for the top 10 cities for single people.
What up, Maine? Definitely love Maine. Haven't been there since I went plant-based, but I do miss lobster and crab.
Oh, I totally thought you were about to just go on your tangent of a joke. I love Maine. I love Maine.
I love black Maine, white Maine, Mexican Maine. No, but
Romaine.
I'm a Romaine. I definitely like all of those cities.
Yeah, but Portland, Maine, because I'm from up that way, and I would have assumed that the gender was off. Like there's usually a lot more guys. Up in the woods.
Right.
Up in Maine. When I go to Maine, usually I see a lot more guys than girls.
Right.
So good odds for you ladies out there. 10 worst cities if you're single would be right near my hometown on the other side of the border of New York, Burlington, Vermont.
Okay, the home of the Burlington Coat Factory.
And Ben & Jerry's ice cream.
Oh, that's they do God's work.
Yep, and the teddy bear. Remember we used to do the teddy bears?
Right, the endorsement of the Vermont Teddy Bears.
Vermont Teddy Bears is right there in Burlington. So, Brownsville, Texas is on the list. Somewhere in Florida, Pembroke Pines is on the list. Hialeah, Florida is on the list. Hialeah.
So veer clear of those cities and be glad that you're in one that's got a bunch of hot single people.
Warwick, Rhode Island, Yonkers, New York, Pearl City, Hawaii. You think everybody'd be happy in Hawaii.
Right.
Lewiston, Maine, Laredo, Texas, and Charleston, West Virginia are the worst cities if you're single.
Well, if you're single and you don't want to be single, then you're in a good city, and now you just have to go through the steps and the phases of finding that person and being like, and then your family's like, and then the next thing you know is you guys are on a Christmas card, and then you're having kids, and then you're going to be miserable like the rest of us.
Exactly.
Welcome to married life.
Right.
Who's this?
This is Alex.
Hey, Alex, how are you?
Good. How are you?
We're good. Just happy to be back on the air. And today we're going to be at the Green Solution raising food for people who need to eat for Thanksgiving. So pretty happy about that.
Awesome. Everybody needs to eat.
Exactly. Yes. What's up with you?
Oh, nothing. I was actually calling to comment on all this sexual assault that is going on.
Yeah. What do you think?
So, okay, first of all, I'm actually a rape victim. That happened to me when I was 19 years old. 10 years later, I'm hearing about all this butt grabbing and inappropriate touching. Right. So it's kind of like where sexual assault and, somebody touching your butt, like where, I guess what's happening to the actual rape victims, I would, if I could go back, I wish that guy would have just grabbed my butt.
Yeah.
Right. No, I mean? For sure. Right. Like
sexual assault is sexual harassment. I think the victims are kind of being, you know what I'm trying to say?
No,
I guess I don't really know how to put it in words.
I think you're trying to say that there's a difference between sexual assault and somebody, grabbing your butt or whatever. But I guess what I would say to that is the guy that's full-blown sexually assaulting somebody probably started by grabbing a butt. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, they're all bad, and I think we're just learning that, these guys can't get away with it anymore because people are speaking up.
Yeah, definitely.
No, I totally understand what you're saying because we've even talked about that, Larry. Like, is it, like you had to be in a room while a guy was with himself, like he wasn't with you, but you still had to see it and you had to lose the control of having to be in his power while he was doing that. That's disgusting, but completely different from actually being assaulted and raped. But Harvey Weinstein, who has been accused of both, you wonder, like the girls who just had to be in the room while he was one with himself, could it have led to a rape if they moved the wrong way or they didn't say the right thing? Because some of the girls did get raped. Mm-hmm. So, it's both. Yeah. And I totally hear what you're saying because there's guys who have been brought to trial for rape and they get 2 years. What? And, that's not justice. So I think that hopefully the more, even to you, because, to you, the butt grabbing is nothing because you had to experience the horrible act of rape. And I would call you a survivor, not a victim, because that's something intense. So, I'm so proud of you and I'm glad you're here today to tell your story so that hopefully it can keep other women from, it happening to them. But I totally hear what you're saying. But maybe if the more of us just keep talking about it, the more perverts out there will realize they can't do it.
Did the guy who did that to you, did he get caught? Did he get...
So, yep, he went, I went to the police, everything. We had to go to court, trial, but he was actually found not guilty.
Oh,
so
God.
It was the blame on me. I was the drunk girl at a party, and when I spoke up, nobody believed me at the time. So now, 10 years later, I'm comfortable talking about it, and I hope that I'm glad that the people that do speak up, because it's just something nobody should have to live with, the burden that thinking nobody's going to believe them.
I'm sorry.
Definitely. I grew from it. I was down on myself for a long time thinking that I did the wrong thing and nobody believed me, but now looking back at it, I'm so proud of myself and I really don't care. That guy right now, he has a really crappy life. I have an awesome life. I have 2 kids. I'm married.
Good for you.
I have a great job. So
karma found its way. Karma found its way to him, but I want you to know we believe you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Well, I love you guys.
Thanks.
I texted earlier about the on-demand thing, and I think Wiggins actually wrote me back. That's my favorite feature. But I was just asking if there was a way to fast forward, because I listen to you guys on the way home, and then when I get home, I have to start it all over again.
Well, here's
get back to where I left off.
Here's the best thing to do is just listen to the station, because the show replays after we're off the air. So literally, if you turn the station on at any given moment, you're probably going to hear a part of the show that you didn't hear.
And then with on demand, with on demand, you literally, the new app for Android went out to Google yesterday. Google has to take 24 to 48 hours so that the old app can be swapped out, right?
Okay.
And then people will be able to download it. With that, you'll be able to listen to the podcast on demand and thumb your way as fast forward or wherever you want in the clip
so
itself.
It'll be able to do what she's
you'll be able to. The app that you have now, a little janky, but we're getting rid of that, and hopefully it's going to die like today. So the new one has all the features you want.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. I love you. I've listened to you guys for years and years and years. So,
well, thanks for being brave and being able to say what you said, because the more people that come out and say things like that, the less people can get away with it.
Absolutely.
And that is like something that's long overdue in this country, especially if you think, to guys' mentality of these politicians and these celebrities who just didn't even have a care in the world. They thought it was just completely okay.
Exactly.
Well,
thanks for listening, and I'm glad I could hopefully get my voice out there and encourage others, men and women. I mean, it's not just like you were talking about earlier. It's not just women. Men probably go through this too, but
we've definitely talked about personal stories that we've had, and it's definitely not something that is just gender specific.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, you keep being a good role model for those kids. You're very strong and wonderful, and we love you. Thanks for calling.
Thank you. Love you guys. Bye.
So,
lammy.
Speaking of my girls, Gianna and Avery, so today is Gianna's second birthday.
Oh, yay.
And my mom just sent me a message. She took her into her little classroom, and she's daycare, whatever. And she said, good morning. All the little ones in Gianna's class told her, happy birthday, as soon as she walked in the room. And you should have seen her smiling. She was so cute.
Oh, my God. Like, we celebrated on Sunday at Kathie's house.
Yeah.
And she was so adorable. She's just in that, like, always happy mode. She's just so sweet. And
yeah, no, this is the golden years of a kid. Like, between, 16 months and, 3.5, they're so cute.
So cute.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, she's so
seeing
adorable.
Who she'll become.
Right, for sure. And she's just, like, full of joy and happiness, and that smile just kills me.
Totally.
But yeah, that's awesome. Hey, across the street from us, there's 2 gas stations at the end of the block where we're at.
Yeah.
And
thank God, because I can't tell you how many times I've been at your house on empty, and I'm like, wow, the closest gas station is to either go all the way to Quebec.
No, I'm talking about the 2 gas stations right here.
Oh, next to us here at the building.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I thought maybe your house.
It's okay.
You just got a new gas station outside your
Right.
house.
We finally got one by the crib.
Sorry about that.
No, it's all good. No, so these gas stations right here.
On Spear and Zuni.
Correct. The one that's across the street from us, I'm always looking out the window when I'm upstairs, and there's a payphone over there.
Yes.
And, regularly people go to that payphone.
Which is so crazy.
And I was, telling Kathie, and she's like, hey, I have something on payphones.
It's funny you should say that,
Right.
Larry. Yeah. So payphones, get this, they still make hundreds of millions of dollars a year.
But everybody has a cell phone.
Yeah, but according to Vice.com, 2 years ago, payphones across the country made a total of $286 million. Every phone pulls in about $236 a year. So that might not seem like a lot for that phone. Actually, that seems like a lot for a phone.
Well, now you're telling people now they're all going to go break into payphones.
Well, a lot of them you can use your credit card swipe now.
Oh, for real?
Some of them you can't, right? The ones I've seen, but...
Yeah, I was wondering about that because I was thinking, who even uses one?
People who killed somebody or don't want to have their call traced.
Right, or can't afford their
Yeah, but because if they're having a credit card, though...
Well, you still use change, too.
Okay.
I remember back in the day, my older sister, she used to carry a pager, and you'd have to then go to a payphone and call the pager number.
I remember
so
that.
She would always take me because she was babysitting me. So I'd be in the back of her car, and she'd go to the gas station and use the payphone and completely forget about me because then she'd go into the convenience store. Then the people she called would show up, and I'd just be stuck in the back seat of the car going,
just waiting.
Anyone?
They're like, you're not supposed to leave a dog in the car.
You're all, lammy.
Right, I was lammy in the back seat.
Remember, there was a segue between having a phone and then you had the thing that was the two-way. And you would text back and forth on the two-way. And I was always thinking in my mind, well, why won't they just mix the two? And then eventually they did.
Right.
So there's a bunch of people that are as young that didn't realize that there was a separate device that we used to have to text each other.
I didn't know what the two-way was.
The two-ways, the flip. It was like where you would...
I didn't get that one.
They were
texting
blue.
before texting.
I didn't get that one.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Oh, okay.
I was jealous, but I didn't get that one.
Yeah, that was like the iPhone versus just a regular phone. We were just in the regular phone category.
I got even my cell phone a little too late, so...
Well, those were those were even had like baller status because they started with the little red and blue plastic ones, and then they went up to the really couple $100 versions,
right?
Where you'd flip it open and it would light up inside, and then shortly after the expensive ones came out, they were like, it's on the phone.
Oh yeah, right, it's on the phone, and now it's on the phone. When was the last time you guys even touched a payphone?
Ooh, yeah, I'd be so scared.
I think about that.
Yeah.
That thing doesn't get cleaned
because they were gross even back in the day. I just couldn't imagine how they would be.
The stain of people's makeup and dirt on a phone when you'd pick. You'd be like
thumb and middle finger hold, where you just barely touch it.
A gas pump.
Hello, yeah.
I have a white paging telephone from the airport.
Right.
But it doesn't work, or does it?
Yeah, it works.
Oh, that's
in
that
your
yellow
house.
one. Okay.
Right. So the airport used to be called Stapleton, and it's where my house is built now.
Right.
And I found a white paging telephone in an antique store.
Do you know how lucky you are to have found that?
I know.
Right.
And so when I pick it up and I hit pound 9, every house in Stapleton can hear me. I'm like, good morning, everybody. It's Larry.
You do like morning announcements.
I tell people to pick up a white paging telephone.
Okay, this one is for you and Wiggins, Larry. This says, good morning show. Morgan Freeman hanging out with Christopher Walken was some of the funniest stuff ever in the history of your morning show. Love you guys.
That.
Oh, no, you know what?
Well, it was pretty good.
I was over here peeing my pants. It was pretty funny.
Well, since Kathie had 2 children, she pees her pants quite often.
I do.
So making Kathie pee is not that newsworthy.
It's very sexy.
In fact, Kathie's peeing right now.
Right now as we talk.
Peeing her pants.
Yes, that's right. That's right, Christopher Walken.
Yes. I peed my pants too when I had the watch up my butt up against my bladder. Caused me to pee.
How I was expected to take this as a legitimate Christopher Walken impression was beyond me.
It doesn't matter.
All I knew in the
It's
future.
so good, though. It's not
It's so good, it's bad.
It's bad. It's
It doesn't sound like him. I thought it did.
Yes. Hey,
you know what? It does. It goes between Christopher Walken and John Travolta, just like you said. Like Nikki does a hickey, like that guy.
With the Bill Clinton laugh.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right, and that's exactly how Wiggins sounds.
Yeah.
He's not even doing an impression.
Okay.
Not even doing an impression.
Try to do a Morgan Freeman.
See, now I'm going. That's like patting your head
Nobody
and tapping
can
your
do
belly.
a Morgan
Hold on,
Freeman.
Everybody can. Like that.
can.
You didn't
And he went down to. I can't do it.
All you
were
gotta
close,
do
though.
is just say something like this. Say, and that's the day that I knew Andy was gone.
And that's the day I knew Andy was gone.
Okay, I want to try. And that's the day I knew Andy was gone.
I'll look for that tree, and I dug it up, and I found what he'd left me.
He left me a box.
A box. And what was in that box?
Money.
No, it was Gwyneth Paltrow's head
No, it was a gold watch.
No.
that he kept up his butthole.
It was a postcard. And it said, you've made it this far. How about you come a little farther? Okay, this one on the text line. This is about, we were talking about sexual harassment this morning. I used to work in an office full of women, always got harassed, especially when I would wear a suit and tie. I thought to myself, this is what hot girls must feel like all the time.
You know what? It's true. And let's be honest about it, because it used to be, you look at Trump and those older guys, it used to be their world. And then women eventually got caught up in it to the point where, like, if you've seen, when men go to strip clubs, they have been told years and years, you can't touch these girls.
Can't touch them.
Right. But when girls go to the strip club, like you see those videos of like those strip clubs in Atlanta.
Right. You can touch.
Those women are crazy.
Totally.
Those
it's like it's safe for women.
Right. So I don't know. I mean, think of it this way. Like, men have been owed it for a long time, so I don't begrudge women who are like make men uncomfortable, because I feel like, but it doesn't make, 2 wrongs don't make a right.
I know. That's why I had to apologize over and over again to Chris Tomer at Channel 2 and Fox 31.
Why?
Just because he's so cute.
So what do you do to him?
Well, I've never actually even like smacked his butt or anything, but
you just
every
comment.
time I see it, I'm like, hi, Tomer, you sure are handsome today.
That's not bad.
Yeah, maybe it's gotten worse. I don't know.
You know what's
I try
awesome?
to block it out.
Here's what's awesome.
What?
I feel the same way about Dutra, but I don't work there. I'm just a fan.
Right, so it doesn't matter.
You're a
just
coworker.
Right, see. So I had to apologize before I got taken into HR.
Har.
Har. We were also saying that Denver's one of the best cities if you're single.
For sure. Everybody, they said that they like it here because, everybody's young and healthy and, they all have beards.
And with little buns.
They all have beards.
I like guys with buns.
I do. I like that too. And also because of
Aquaman.
Attractions.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
Here
Aquaman.
in Denver. Don't even get me started on Aquaman.
I saw Justice League last night, everybody, and I was definitely loving it. I will definitely see it again in theaters. Don't want to overblow it. I went in with low expectations because Kathie heard some rumblings that it might not be all that.
Right.
And so I went and saw it and was loving it. And I'm telling you, that Aquaman, man, oof.
So, Jason Momoa, he's been on my radar even before he was in Game of Thrones. He is just
Has he always looked like that?
Yes.
He's always had long hair?
Yes, he's from Hawaii. He's always been just beyond
And those
sexy.
tats are real then?
Those are all real.
Oh,
he's
my
so
God.
Sexy.
So,
Okay.
he was almost born to play Aquaman. I'm not willing to segue off Aquaman so quickly.
Well,
Calm down. The other thing is, I would say that no woman is hotter than Wonder Woman.
Gal Gadot.
Right,
yeah.
you should see her in this movie. Like, she kind of steals the movie anyway because Wonder Woman's a badass.
Well, she stole the red carpet last night at the Justice League premiere. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, that's dope.
Look at here.
I love the Flash. Whoever plays the Flash, he's awesome.
He's awesome.
I play the Flash.
yeah. That's not true, but you could actually play a villain. Actually, you played a villain.
Could.
You were a bad guy in Batman.
Yes,
Batman
I was the guy.
Begins.
No, it was Batman Returns.
Right.
And I made
Selena
Catwoman.
Gomez.
Yes.
You tried to kill Selena.
I sexually harassed the hell out of that woman in that movie. Do you remember?
And later on, I came up in the other Batman movies as well.
That's right, you did.
And then
you took my role, you bastard.
Right, and then Kathie can do a great impression of the other British actor who's in the Batman movies. You say My Cocaine.
Oh, hello, I'm My Cocaine.
And we've come full circle.
Yay!
This has been a Batman break on Blazin' Hit Radio.
Call us.
Blazin' Hit Radio, Larry Ulibarri, Kathy, Jay, and Wiggins.
I thought it was Morgan Freeman.
That's right.
Walken,
Well, I wanted to talk about
cocaine.
something serious.
Oh.
And, well,
Sorry.
we can still do it in character. It's time for you to give some food.
Yes.
Because everybody wants to have their belly filled on Thanksgiving, but not everybody does.
Yeah.
Of course, if you're Mr. Wayne, you're going to have a delicious dinner.
Uh-huh.
But if you're just a poor person that's an extra in the movie, you ain't getting ish.
Right. You need some help.
Yeah, so we really are going to be in Aurora from 12 to 2.
At 3179 South Peoria Court.
And we really need you to bring non-perishables. We're collecting food for Food Bank of the Rockies with the Green Solution. And it's just a big deal for us to load up our bus and be able to say that we did it.
Yeah.
And that we fed a bunch of people. And if we get enough food, we'll feed people maybe even into Christmas.
Well, and if you bring in 10 cans or more, you'll actually get a $10 off coupon. If you purchase $15 or more from the Green Solution, you'll get $10 off just for bringing in those cans. But you guys are going to be there all week.
Yeah.
Different locations. 303-728-3420. Text the word food to that number, and you guys will get the bounce back with a link to all the details and the Google map.
Right. And if we're not near a location or you don't have free time, just bring some non-perishables to the Green Solution nearest you.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so on the text line, we've been talking about a lot this morning. Everything from the sexual harassment to us being a good city for singles.
Right.
This one on the text line says, this is not a good city for singles. I've been here for a while and I can't find the love of my life. What's wrong?
It's probably the waxing thing that you're not doing to your top lip. No, I'm kidding. I don't know you. Let's look at her pictures.
No, but it's Marissa. We love Marissa. She says she's tried dating sites. She's tried being set up. Now she just sees it as the universe telling her to raise her son and work on herself and her own goals. That is the best way to take it, Marissa.
Oh, my God. You just said it.
What?
Her son. She has baggage.
That's not
I'm kidding. There's plenty of guys out there that'll
totally that want a kid,
or they have one kid too.
Totally.
But yeah, you'll find him. You just need to keep looking.
Someone was talking. We were talking about Jason Momoa being so sexy as Aquaman and Justice League, and so this one, Montel Jordan, is he Cyclops?
Doesn't he have his own talk show? Or is that Montel Williams?
There's a different one. There's an
That's
actor.
Montel Williams.
Oh, okay.
Montel Jordan is the "This is how we do it."
Oh, no, my bad. She's not talking about Cyclops. I'm sorry. She's talking about, you were mentioning your two ways.
Oh, yeah.
She says if you pull up Montel Jordan, get it tonight. On YouTube, 30 seconds in, he's holding the two-way Larry's talking about.
Well, that's what I was like, Montel Jordan's in
So
Justice
you're right.
League?
It was.
That guy looks really good if he's the half robot guy.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, he looks really amazing.
Oh, my gosh.
So, yeah. So, this one is great. I love this. Okay, this is regarding the lady that called.
Alex, who called us, who had been raped.
She's a rape survivor.
Rape survivor, yes.
The text says, wow, that lady made me tear up. I'm proud of her. My ex-roommate forced himself on me years ago, and I never went to the police because I was afraid no one would believe me because we were roommates. He did move out a few days later. Since then, I have to run into him, and he did not know how to act or what to say around me because he knows that what he did was wrong to me. But I did say, I think what you're trying to say as you stumble on your words is, I'm sorry. I should have never done that to you. I think that just left him speechless,
Good for
and
her.
I walked away.
Wow.
Yeah, totally. This one says, to second one, another texter mentioned earlier, so glad to have you guys back. I also completely removed the other from my radio presets once you guys were off the air because it was just too painful to listen to. So glad to have you back in the mornings. It feels good to laugh in the mornings.
Yay, we're here to make Denver laugh again.
It says on another note, Kathie, you had the most awesome top on Friday's show, the red color shoulder with the ruffles.
Okay, it was so weird. It was so weird because
so funny you say that.
I was watching the show from here because Kathie leaves, and so the studio, we have a big TV. It's always on Fox 31,
right? And
so I saw her on with that blouse, and I was like, wow, damn, your hair's like perfect. Your makeup was on fleek. Everything was on point. So I just made a mental note, like, you need to rock that color. And then, so all of a sudden I get home and Chris is like, did you see how beautiful Kathie was on TV today?
I got the word
and I was
beautiful?
like, yeah, and I was like, I know, right? And then so I told her, I was like, whatever, that you need to recreate that, like wear that blouse every day for the rest of your life.
Well, that is the blouse I wore to meet Jamie Foxx Friday
awesome.
night. I was like, no need to change, Kathie. You're doing good. But it came from Haley Grace Boutique.
Oh, cool.
Those girls have dressed
the best
me.
clothes. They changed Kathie's life. Kathie was winging it. She had a couple drag queen friends that were trying to throw her a bone.
And I did good. I did good.
But she needed some girls, that knew exactly
we
what
are going to make you fabulous.
Whatever.
Shut up, Walken.
You look great.
Thank you. But yeah, because those girls, they're kind of like that bohemian, effortless kind of look. I love that look, with the wavy curls and the cool.
Right. It looks like
so that's them, and they're skinny bitches. So in the past, I'll never trust a skinny bitch to dress me.
Why?
Because you don't know curves and stuff. You don't understand that a shirt gets shorter because I have boobs that it's going over.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like some people try to just give you something that they would wear.
Totally. And it's a nightmare on TV. Like, it took a while for people to realize when I say, I want an extra large, I need the extra large. Right. It's not because I want to be roomy. It's because I'm an extra large girl,
I know, but you don't come across that way on TV. You read really well on TV.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, some days I do. But anyways, so Haley Grace.
The only time you've looked maybe even a skosh heavy was when you fall off the bike. Maybe there was a back butt
getting
scene.
On the horse.
Getting on the horse. Those are the only two times where you've never looked presentable. The rest, you always look hot.
Thank you. That year I was a blueberry. That was pretty big that year.
Which is, by the way, the exact same outfit Trump was wearing when he was on tour with him and Putin. Both wore those blue shirts.
No way.
Remember, like
they had a match.
I didn't. Yeah. I haven't paid attention. Yeah. No.
Okay. Well, Kathie, you got to get over the Everyday Show.
Yes, I do.
One last time, text food to 303-728-3420. Join Larry and Kathie today at the Camp Food Drive at the Green Solution.
Yeah, I would say definitely come out to Aurora and see Kathie in broad daylight. She doesn't have that fancy TV lighting. And then you'll see that little pimple right there.
The TV adds like 100 pounds.
Oh, yeah. Well, then why isn't Chris look beefier?
Oh, never mind then. Thanks, Larry.
Almost Thanksgiving, time for turkey and stuffing. If you're cooking, then I'm cleaning, giving thankful, a new meaning. I'm a glutton on some gluten, have to undo my pants button. I'm so full of food and regret, now it's all race to the toilet. Thunder from down under, I need me a plumber, cause it's thunder, and I wonder, where's the plunger, got my thunder. It ain't over, time for round two, so move over, as I'm about to. Pumpkin pie, I'm gonna mount you, then I'll drown you in some milk too. I'm a glutton on some gluten, have to undo my pants button. I'm so full of food and regret, now it's all race to the toilet. Thunder from down under, I need me a plumber, cause it's thunder, and I wonder, where's the plunger, got my thunder.